how can I get up the courage to talk about my mental health with someone at work?
I think it's being okay with it, with yourself to begin with, accepting it as a part of you and not shaming it. It's the shame that you carry about it yourself that stops you from sharing it with others generally. And there's no shame. Would you be shamed about, breaking your finger or no? But there still remains, and like visibly, and as you're saying with the stats, the stigma's not there anymore, but somehow we're all carrying around this, oh, actually it means, maybe I'm not as healthy as the next person, and judging ourselves for that, when it's just rubbish. I always say, God, if you get a good dose of anxiety when you're young, you learn the most amazing tools that will serve you for life. If you do happen to suffer from depression, there's so many benefits as far as your level of compassion for others, your understanding, your ability to think deeply with introspection. So it's not, don't carry the shame, please. Come to terms with it with yourself, and then that will help you be able to voice it more, hopefully, in the workplace.
And I think it's a good sign, isn't it, that half of people say that they'd welcome other people kind of talking to them about it.
But just going, just not me. But if they can say it, a lot of it does come back to, if you've got a leader who's really open with it, boy, the whole team all of a sudden is. So leaders make such a difference in this space, for a leader to be honest about, even if it's, their son or daughter's going through something. I mean, you look at the rise in mental health issues with young people. It's a miracle if our kids aren't struggling with something. So the more that we can all support each other and be honest, and, it doesn't reflect on our parenting, it's just what is. Shared humanity.
Nicky, anything to add?
No, I love that. I think that we're just lucky that we're also at this point in time where it is acceptable and it can be talked about. So it's advantageous to do so. And I agree, leadership is very important, and vulnerability, and helping it from the top being. But I think also it's important for leaders to take time if they have mental health days, because I think it's the same thing with sick days, right? If you see your boss working through their cold, you're going to work through your cold.
Absolutely.
So, I think it's exactly the same as sick days in that regard.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's part of leaders leading wellbeing. And I think that's something more leaders are getting switched on to slowly.
We definitely found we did some research on empathy at the end of last year, and we definitely found that the intentions of leadership have improved. Everyone is trying to improve their empathy muscle internally, and it's appreciated a lot more, which I think is important as well. That's in this data as well, which is it's appreciated as a skill a whole lot more than it was before COVID, and it's something that we're kind of looking for in others. So that's quite important.
I'm smiling while you're saying that, Andy, because that's something I work a lot. The more senior a leader is, there's a theme where I'm teaching them how to be empathetic. I have to teach them empathy skills.
There's a really good study in the UK that is done by Token Man, and it talks about how the view that people have of what traits get rewarded in a business and how masculine those traits are, right? Assertive, confident, decisive. But actually what people would like to see rewarded is, more empathetic, more supportive. And actually the number one thing that people want right now to improve their mental well-being is support. The things that will help them get better kind of satisfaction as well is if they've got the support and trust of people around them.
And support is empathy. And often I find people can feel it, but they've got no idea of the language of how to express it. And so that's generally what we'll help them with. It's just giving them the words.